Well, here's a bit more Wiz Khalifa. I wanted to talk about him, and so back in the beginning of this decade, he was blowing up. He released a mixtape called Cushion Orange Juice, which I may review in the future, but he kind of was someone who did stoner raps while also killing the mixtape scene. And if you go to that Piff, he's got several downloads that have more than 1 million downloads on them. So he's a popular guy in that sense. He kind of was in his own vein for a while. Pretty much one of the few people that did this before him was Snoop Dogg. And of course, there were weed rappers, but it was never like almost a genre. And maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but with this sort of music that was coming this way, this album is not really stoner material, but I still appreciate the title being called Rolling Papers and him wanting that format. Now, this is obviously the 2011 mindset. The 2015 mindset is that we don't really want I don't think he wants to be known as a weed rapper. So, but this album is something that if you are starting off listening to rap, I know a lot of people probably jumped on the train with the, well, I'm not even going to say that, but this is an entry album just because it is really commercial. I want to describe the overall picture that I see with it. It's got a lot of records as if you have a life going on that is not similar to his life. And so it feels like, you got to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't really have that many songs just about being lazy and enjoying yourself. And that's not a problem, but I know it's going to make people jealous that Wiz Khalifa is living better than them. So that's just something I notice when hearing some of these songs. They just have that general malaise that you get when getting off of work at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever, going home and it being sunset out. So, and plus, that's just one thing to pay attention to. There's not really a definitive smoking song on this album, and it's really wanting to be an album for like your everyday life more so than your time to yourself and having fun. So that kind of makes this album somewhat of a bunch of a drag. And I know Wiz Khalifa is capable of making great songs because two of the best songs on this album are clear proof that he shouldn't have been so restrained. So the smoking songs are On My Level, Rooftops, Cameras. Those are the three songs that I feel like are well, maybe Hopes and Dreams too. But, so, those are some. The production, I described it to you what it sounds like. It is not as raunchy as Lil Wayne, and it just isn't producer-fied. It feels more like pop rap, more so than anything else. So, but the unheard songs, so I liked 4 out of 14 songs, and then 2 almost songs. Obviously, I think On My Level is the best song on here, and then after that, I think Rooftops is a good one, and Hopes and Dreams and Star of the Show have some great hooks on there. And, the beats are pretty good. So the two Almost songs are Black and Yellow, which I know was a decent, pretty big song. And then Cameras, which I like the beat on that one. We just needed a lot more instrumentals like Rooftops, really. I mean, the songs that have rappers featured on here are the ones that are the best. And it really, it's, you're going to notice Too Short. He probably would not have appeared on any other song on this album. It just would not have fit him. So, yeah, so I'm going to give this album, because I like 4 out of 14. That's not even close. I'm going to give it like a barely, I'm going to give it a 3. 3 out of 10. And, I guess I could give it a 3.5 because of those Almost songs. But it wouldn't be more than a 4. 6 out of 14 is still, you still got a ways to go. So 3.5. And the future, Wiz Khalifa is plotting something. I wish he would drop Mac and Devin too. They said that they were going to do that, but I don't know if it'll ever come out. So he's got Rolling Papers 2, I think, or something like that. The social score, I'll give it a 6 social, because this had some songs on it that people heard, and it's pretty it's pretty outgoing and word of mouth type stuff. So this is definitely one of the CDs I feel like people probably listen to by him. And it just depends upon how long your patience lasts. So that's about it. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. But yeah, so I give this album a 4 out of 10, 6 social. That's it. Subscribe for more fun, and I do think it can be topped.